Hi. Last video, I just introduced the topic of light and the basics regarding that light and the definition and the properties, and in that types of optics, that is a light can travel along the straight lines, and properties of light that we discussed in that introduction class. And today we just extended the topic, right? Now that reflection I introduced, I given the definition, and in that what are the variables changes and what are the variables which are remains constant. Okay, that also I given in the notes, right? So now I'll give you that point only, that is reflection. Reflection, the process of light retraces back when the light made interaction with matter is called as a reflection. So during the reflection process, we discussed some of the variables are does not change, some variables can be changed, so that the variable which can be changed is the intensity of light, that is decreased, and the variables which are remains constant, they are wavelength of the light and velocity of the light and frequency of light, there remains unchanged, correct? So these information and up to this we covered in the last video, right? Now in this reflection, so we have the light can be made interaction with matter, there the light can be coming back into the same medium, the light can be coming back into the same medium after interacting the matter, which is called as the reflection. So the matter may be, or the interacting matter or the surface may be a plane surface, or maybe a curved surface, or maybe that curve inside or maybe outside. So based on that, we can have that reflection can be done at different surfaces. So before that types of reflections, I'll give you the basic information or introduction about this reflection process. So let it be, I'm taking a plane surface. Okay, let it be, I'm taking a plane surface. Okay, let it be, this is a plane surface. And in this, for this plane surface, one of the side, maybe it is silvered or it may be opaque. The other surface is made transmitted. That means the light can be incident and again the light will be coming back into the same medium. So this silvered part is represented as like this. The silvered part or shaded part is represented as like this. And this is a plane surface. So on this plane surface, if a light ray is coming and made incident, this is a light ray coming from somewhere. Somewhere we have the source of light. Somewhere we have the source of light. From that light source, the light is coming here like this. And here this light is coming only along the straight line. Why not in this direction, in this direction? It is propagating in all directions, but I am taking in this direction. What is the light energy is coming? That light energy is propagating along the straight line. So that property of light is called as a rectilinear propagation. What is it? Rectilinear. So the property of light which can be traveled along the straight lines means the energy and momentum of the light is transmitted only along the straight line. So that property is called as a rectilinear propagation. It is a rectilinear propagation. So that is whenever a light is propagating along the straight lines, or the energy of light can be transmitted along straight lines, that is only one direction. So in that case, we can say the light can be having the propagation which is called as rectilinear propagation. That means the energy and momentum, energy plus momentum of light, both are transmitting along one direction, that is called a straight line. So energy and momentum both are transmitted along straight line, is called as a rectilinear propagation. Is called as rectilinear propagation. Now in this, the light ray is coming from the source of light in the form of which one? Rectilinear propagation, that is called ray of light. Ray of light. So this is the ray of light coming from the source of light and which is made interacted to the surface. It is a plane surface I consider. So now once it is falls on the matter, it can be retraced. I said energy and momentum of that light is getting back into the same medium. So that is here I am drawing like this. So the ray where it is intersecting on the surface, the point of intersection, there I am drawing the normal to the surface. Normal to the surface. This is a perpendicular to the surface I drawn. So this is a normal, right? So the ray of light which is a incident on the surface, which is called as a incident ray. So this name of this ray is, what is that? It is a incident ray. It is incident ray. And the ray which is coming back into the same medium after interaction with the matter, which is called as a reflected ray. So this ray is called as a reflected ray. It is reflected ray. And this is what it is called as a matter, or it is a plane surface where the light can be reflected. It is a plane surface. You can take any surface, but just considered here M as a plane surface, right? So now this ray is called as a incident ray, this ray is called as a reflected ray, and the perpendicular drawn to the surface which is called as a normal, I am representing as a capital N, right? So this is the incident ray, this is a reflected ray, and here the angle made by the incident ray with normal, with respect to normal. So this angle is called as the angle of incidence. This angle is called angle of incidence. The angle between incident ray and normal. The angle between incident ray and normal, which is called as the incident angle. And similarly, you can be having here the angle between reflected ray and normal. The angle between reflected ray and normal, which is called as the reflected angle, which is represented by smaller. So here, what are these I and R? So if I am representing this point as some A, this point is some O. Here it is I am taken B, and this one I am taken as N. So this AO is incident ray, OB is reflected ray, NO is a normal, and the angle made by this incident ray with normal is called as the incident angle, which is nothing but angle AON. Angle AON is incident angle, and angle NOB is reflected angle. So here this terminology is required. So during the process of reflection, what are the terms are required to explain? So that is incident ray, reflected ray, normal, incident angle and reflected angle. And here we required a matter, which is a surface is required where that ray can be reflected. The process of reflection can be takes place, right? So here what you can be observed? This AO. What is that AO? It is incident ray. It is a incident ray. And OB, it is reflected ray. It is the reflected ray. And NO is the normal to the surface. And angle AON, which is equal to angle of incidence I. This is the angle, I is the incident, right? Angle, incident angle, which is incident angle. Incident angle. And NOB, this angle is angle NOB is nothing but angle of reflection. This is called reflection angle, or angle of incidence, or angle of incident angle you can call, or angle of incidence, you can call any name. This is the angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. This is an angle of incidence or incident angle, you can call it. So this terminology required to explain this reflection process, right? So now you can be having this one, that is a incident ray, reflected ray, normal, incident angle and reflecting angle, right? So this terminology is required. So this is a basic process or basic things required for explaining this topic of reflection, right? And now we can be extended this one, that is the types of reflections we have. So what are the types of reflections and what are the observations in that types? How we can be made classification of that reflection types, right? And now in this types we can discuss here types of reflections. So here now we have types of reflections. Types of reflections. So in this we have, there are two types of reflections are there. There are two types of reflections. So one is here, it is a regular reflection or normal reflection. We have, it is regular reflection. Regular reflection. And second one is diffused reflection. Diffused reflection. So there are two types of reflections are there based on the surfaces how we are considered where the reflection can be takes place. So accordingly we can be having these types. That is, one is a regular reflection, another one is a diffused reflection. Regular reflection is also called as a normal reflection. It is also one more name is there for this, that is a normal reflection. So what are the observations in these two? So first one, that is a regular reflection or normal reflection. In this case, the reflecting surface should be a plane. A plane surface should be taken. From that plane surface only we can be take the reflection. The process is called as a regular reflection, where you can be observed that the incident rays and reflected rays, before in reflection, what are the rays which are incidenting on the plane surfaces? They are parallel to each other. And after reflection also the reflected rays also parallel to each other. That is before reflection, after reflection, the ray of light must be one to another, must existing parallel to each other. So that type of reflection you can be observed here. So that is, see the diagram. Here you have a plane surface, and this is a coated one, that is polished or silvered. Now you can have here, these are the different rays of light which are incident on this plane surface. This is a ray of light coming from a source of light, and these are incident rays. These are incident rays. So now these incident rays are parallel to each other before making the reflection, right? Once they made reflection, these are called as the reflected rays. So these are reflected rays. Reflected rays. Now here, these incident rays before reflection, they are parallel to each other. And reflected rays are also parallel to each other after reflection from the surface. So this type of reflection we can call as a regular reflection or normal reflection, right? Regular reflection or normal reflection, where you can be observed that reflection can be takes place from the plane surface, where the reflected rays are must be parallel to each other, and also before reflection incident rays are also parallel to each other. So this type of observation we can be see during the reflection process, which is comes under regular reflection. What is it? regular reflection, right? So this is what you can be observed. This is what is a process of reflection, which is regular reflection. And what is the observation here? In case of these, the light energy or the intensity of light can be distributed along only one direction. That means the image can be seen only in this path. The image of this or image of the object can be seen only in one direction, because the light intensity is existing only in this path, right? So the images can be seen only along particular direction or at a particular position. The images can be seen during this regular reflection only in one direction or at a particular position. We can see the images, right? So that is you can be observed here in case of regular reflection. So coming to the second one, that is a diffused reflection. What is that? Second one, it is a diffused reflection. So in this diffused reflection, we have the surface is not a plane surface. It is an uneven surface. It is a uneven. Uneven means it is a zigzag. The surface is not a plane. It is having the up and downs. It is not a level one. It is a unleveled, or it is uneven surface, zigzag surface. So in that zigzag surface, from this zigzag surface, let it be, I am taking that surface is this one. It is not a plane. It is a zigzag, up and downs are there. So this surface is a uneven surface, and on this uneven surface, if the light is incident, the light is made incident. So this is a light incident on this, let it be. So these are the incident rays. So now here you can be observed to be having these incident rays are parallel to each other before reflection. Before reflection, these are what we can call, these are incident rays. These are incident rays. Incident rays, they are parallel to each other. But after interaction of this uneven surface, these reflected rays are no more parallel to each other. That is, observe in this diagram, after reflection, the reflected rays are no more parallel. They are moving in different directions, right? Here reflected rays are not parallel. Here the reflected rays are parallel, and here the images can be seen along only particular one direction or at a particular position. Whereas in case of the diffused reflection, we can be see the images at any position. Means in this path, because they are not moving or traveling only in particular one direction. They are zigzag. They are moving in different directions, random directions. After reflection, they are no more parallel to each other. Because of that, the images are, you can be observed to be having at different positions. You can have the number of positions where the images can be seen during that reflection, which is called diffuse type of reflection. Right? In diffuse type of reflection, the images can be seen at different positions. Not a single position, not in one direction. Number of directions, number of positions, you can be observed the image formations in case of diffuse type of reflection. Right? Here these reflected rays are parallel. Here not parallel. Not parallel. So here these reflected rays are parallel. Here the reflected rays are non-parallel, or they are not a parallel to each other. And here the important observation here it is, note you can be see that the image during this regular reflection, the image during regular reflection can be observed along only one position or one direction. So image observed in one direction, or you can be say one position or particular position at a particular position. So that you can be observed in case of these regular reflection. So coming to this diffused, So what are the observations you can be see here? That is the note you can be observed in this. The images can be seen at different directions, at different positions. So the image can be seen or observed at different positions, as the reflected light can be traveled in different directions. Because of that, we can see the images also in different positions and different directions. So these are the two types of reflections we have based on the surfaces we considered after the reflection, how the rays can be made scattered or made movement. That is based on that reflected rays, we have these two types of reflections. One is regular reflection, another one is diffuser type of reflection, right? Now these are the classifications of or the types of reflections we have. Now we can go for some observations related to these reflection process, and these reflection can be done at a plane surface, at curved surfaces, right? The reflection can be done with plane surfaces as well as with curved surfaces. But before that, you can be observed here, it is what are the laws of reflection? There are important information related to this reflection. They are laws of reflection. So what are the laws of reflections? And these laws of reflection can be valid for any type of reflection. Either it is a regular reflection or either it is a normal reflection, that is a diffuse type of reflection. So anything or any type of reflection, these laws can be obeyed and satisfied, right? So what are these laws? So you have to remember, it is important one. It is important. You have to make a note and concentrate on this one, right? Now what are these? The first one is, in the laws of reflection, we have the first one is the angle of incidence and angle of reflection for a reflection process, always they are equal. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection irrespective of the surface considered. Whether it is a plane surface or curved surface or any type of reflection, you can have these laws are obeyed. So what is the first law? It is the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Correct. So now you can be having here, that is I will draw first reflection process here. Let it be, I am considering a plane surface. You can take any surface, but for information or for example, I am taking the plane surface, and where it is observed to be having a reflection process. So this is a incident ray, this is a reflected ray, this one is a normal, this is a incident angle, this one is a reflecting angle, and this point I am taking as a, let it be O, this is A, this is a B and N. Now in this, according to the first law, we have, that is, angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So this angle always they are equal. That means here the angle between the normal and incident ray, the angle between normal and reflected ray always equal. So that is the first law. Here you have, it is which one it is? The angle of incidence. The angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Always equal to the angle of reflection. So that is, what you can write here? That is, you can write angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Irrespective of types, irrespective of surface, it is valid. Right? This is the first one. And second one. See this process of reflection here. AO is a incident ray. OB is a reflected ray. NO is a normal drawn to the surface. During the reflection process, incident ray, reflected ray, normal drawn to the surface, these three are existing in the same plane. They are existing in the same plane. Plane means here you can be see this is a board is a plane. Let it be. Where you can be observed to be having this AO is lies here itself. OB also lies on the board and NO also it will be lies on the board. Means that incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to the surface always lies in the same plane. That is second law. Here, what is second law? Here we have incident ray, reflected ray, and normal drawn to surface, lies in the same plane. So this is the second law. So what is the second law states? That is, this AO, OB, NO, they are present in the same plane. Plane means what? Two-dimensional. Two-dimensional means, let it be, you take this board, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So it is a plane. X-axis, y-axis, there are two planes, two axes are there in coordinate system. That is called as a plane. So here these rays, incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to surface always lies in the same plane. They are not existing in different planes in reflection process. So this is what is observed and it is given as a law which is called a second law of reflection. Right? First law is I is equal to R and second one is these three rays, the two rays and normal always present in the same plane. That is law of what it is called as second law of reflection. Right? First law is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Always it is obeyed. And second one is incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to the surface. They are lies in the same plane. Right? So these two are the what it is? These are laws of reflection. Right? And it is important one you have to remember. What are the laws of reflection? Or laws of refraction also we have, but as of now we are discussing only reflection process so that you remember these laws of reflection. What are the laws of reflection? Angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. That is angle of I. I is the angle of incidence, R is the angle of reflection. I is equal to R. And second law is incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to surface always lies in the same plane. These two are the laws of reflection. Right? Okay. Now, we'll see some other observations during this reflection process, and especially this reflection can be done at different surfaces already said. That is, the reflection can be takes place at plane surfaces or the reflection can be done at curved surfaces also. So you can be having here the study of reflection can be takes place any one of these. First we will start with the reflection at plane surfaces. Right? So here this reflection, the reflection process can be done at plane surfaces or maybe at curved surfaces. In case of curved surface, we have the two types of observe: concave surface, convex surface. Right? So these classification are these types of surfaces where that reflection can be done. We can be see. Right? First here reflection can be done at a plane surface or maybe it can be done at curved surface. If it is considered as a curved surface, there are two curved surfaces you can be observed. One is a concave surface, another one is convex surface. Correct? So he can be observed here reflection at plane surface, reflection at concave surface, reflection at a convex surface. So three reflections at different surfaces we can be calculated or we can be see. Okay, that we can be observed here. Now first we will go for the reflection at which one? Plane surface. And before getting into this plane surface, we can have some observations also with the plane surface only. Okay, that observations first we'll see. Okay, now we can be start with which one? Reflection with the plane surface. Reflection with plane surface. Reflection at a plane surface. So in this, some of the observations you can be see here first. Okay, I'm not giving the reflection at plane surfaces points. I'm giving some observations during the reflection. Okay, first I'll give you that information. See here. Let it be I'm taking the first point. For any points, let it be I'm taking this process of reflection. Here, this is the plane surface. This is a silvered one, that is polished one. And here it is. This is the incident ray, and this is a normal. N, O, this is A, and it is reflected here. This is I am taking as a B. Now, I am representing this angle as a I, this angle as a R. Now here, the ray of light initially it is coming into the which direction? This is the AO, is the direction of incident ray, right? So this is what you can be observed, direction of incident ray. In this direction, the ray should be propagated. But because of this matter, interaction of this light with matter, it is no more propagating in this direction. Its direction is changes to this OB. That means it is what is doing? It is deviating. It is changes its direction. So how much it can be deviated from its direction? Initial direction is along AO, but it is not going along AO continuously. After interacting the surface, the light can be made deviated. So how much angle it can be deviated? So that angle you can be calculated from this. Okay. See here, this is the actual direction, but it is not propagating it along this AO continuation. It is a OB, it changes to OB. That means here to here it changes. So this much angle it is changes. Here this is the actual direction. From here to here it is modified. So this is the angle changed its direction. That is called as a deviation. So this deviation I am representing as a delta 1. Delta, it is a Greek symbol delta, and 1 I am taking. Why I am taking 1? Because here it is. The deviations can be takes place in two ways. That is in clockwise direction, in anti-clockwise direction. Because of that I am taking here deviation 1 and deviation 2. See here, clock is generally it is a, let it be this is a clock. Here it is a 12, this is 6, here it is 3, here it is a 9. So clock is rotating in this direction, isn't it? Right? So if you are taking the deviation along the clockwise direction, means it is from where to where? It is from here to up to this. This is a deviation made. See the direction properly. See the diagram properly. Direction and diagram, observe here. So here, if the deviation you want to calculate in clockwise direction, that means along this direction, that is it is starting from here and it is goes up to the reflected ray. So this is the deviation made in which direction? In clockwise direction. So that I can be representing as a delta 2. In clockwise direction, the deviation is given by delta 2, isn't it? In anti-clockwise means opposite to the clockwise. So opposite to clockwise means this is a clockwise. Opposite to clockwise means this is a anti-clockwise. So now here this deviation is an anti-clockwise. It is anti-clockwise. So the deviation in anti-clockwise is a delta 1. The deviation in clockwise is a delta 2. Right? See the diagram and observe. So what is the deviation? Both are deviation only, but he is asking for clockwise or anti-clockwise. So based on that, you can be get the angle of deviation can be modified. Right? I will calculate in both the ways. Clockwise, what is the deviation? Delta 2. and anti-clockwise, what is the deviation? Delta 1. Both I calculate, just observe here. So deviation, what is the deviation? The direction change from initial to the reflected. Incident ray to the reflected ray, how much it is a deviation takes place, that is called as a direction changes, which is called as a deviation, right? So now here the deviation can be observed to be calculated in anti-clockwise as well as clockwise. So first I will go for this anti-clockwise, that is a delta 1. How you can be calculated? See here. Deviation along anti-clockwise I am calculating. First one. So here deviation along which direction? Calculating along anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise direction. See here, we want to get this angle. See here, AO, let it be this point I am taking as a dash. AO, A dash is a straight line. Straight line means this total angle should be how much? For a straight line, at any point, at one of the side, either it is a upper part or lower part, whatever, it is from point to point. That means it is a semicircle, you can be see. So what is the angle for semicircle? It is for 180. It is 180 degrees or pi radian, right? So here this angle plus this angle plus this angle, total it should be pi radian. So I can write I plus R plus delta 1 should be equal to, it is pi radians, right? I am writing in radians only. So here from the diagram I can write from the diagram you can observe that is I plus R plus delta 1 is equal to pi. And from this we required which one it is? Delta 1. That is a deviation made by that reflected ray in anti-clockwise direction. You can be calculated, it is a delta 1. So the delta 1 is given by pi minus I plus R. This I and R I am bringing to the RHS. They will become minus. I am taking minus common here and it will become I plus R. So here deviation made by that reflected ray in anti-clockwise direction is given by pi minus I plus R. But what is I and R? I and R are incident angle and reflected angle. But what is the relation between these? They are equal. Already I said in laws of reflection, I is equal to R. So angle of incidence and reflected angle both are equal for any reflection. Therefore I can write this one as delta 1 is equal to pi minus I plus R, also I can write I. Then it will be I plus I, 2I. So I can write here this is I plus I. Since we can have here I is equal to R by laws of reflection. By laws of reflection I can write I is equal to R. So this R also I can put as a I plus I, 2I. So I can write delta 1 is equal to pi minus 2I. So what is the equation for deviation in anti-clockwise direction? In anti-clockwise direction, the deviation made by that reflected ray with the incident ray is given by pi minus 2I. Right? Similarly, you can go for second case that in clockwise direction, what is the deviation? Delta 2. So deviation in clockwise direction. Deviation in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. Right? So see the diagram again. So this angle we want to calculate, that is the delta 2. But you extend this one also. So it is like a circle. That means here delta 1 plus delta 2 should be equal to 2 pi because it is a circle. Circle angle, it is 360 degrees or 2 pi radian. So I can write here delta 1 plus delta 2 should be equal to 2 pi. So now we can write here from diagram you can write here it is, what is that? Delta 1 plus delta 2 should be equal to 2 pi. It is a circle having the angle is 360 degrees or maybe 2 pi radian. So now you can write, we want to calculate the delta 2, but delta 1 already calculated here what we have, right? So I can substitute here this pi minus 2i in place of delta 1 so that I can get a delta 2. So delta 2 is equal to 2 pi minus delta 1. But what is the delta 1 here? Pi minus 2i. So I can write here delta 2 is equal to 2 pi minus delta 1. Delta 1 is here, it is pi plus 2i it will become. Because here minus is a minus is common here. This is multiplied with minus. So minus into plus minus. This will be minus. Minus into minus plus. This 2i will become plus. Plus it will become. Right? So 2 pi minus pi. It is pi. So I can write here it is delta 2 is equal to pi plus 2i. See the deviation. The deviations during the reflection process we calculated in anti-clockwise direction as well as clockwise direction. So this is a pi minus 2i in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. The deviation in reflection is given by pi minus 2i in anti-clockwise direction. Same deviation made by the same process of reflection, but it is in clockwise direction is given by pi plus 2i. Here it is a plus, here it is a minus. Pi minus 2i is, it is in anti-clockwise direction. Pi plus 2i is a clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. Followed, right? So it is very important. Deviations easily you can be calculated, but in which direction? That is you have to remember. Pi plus 2i is in clockwise direction. Pi minus 2i is in anti-clockwise direction. So this is one of the observation, right? That is you can be having here it is just a deviation I given. Like that you can be having the some of the more and more other points also related to this reflection. After that I'll give you reflection at plane surfaces, reflection at curved surfaces, their convex, concave both I'll give you, right? So with this I will conclude this video, right? Make a notes, fair notes for this video, and every class you just maintain a fair class notes, and you can refer, you can read, and any information you required, any query you required, just contact me. I'll make it clarify, right? Okay, see you.